What's up, guys? Once again, it is mp4podcast.com, bringing you guys some of the most interesting video game news that you guys really do need to know about. Now, Microsoft just hit a gold mine with the NFL. Next year, they're going to have NFL football games streaming to the Xbox One at 60 frames per second. I'm going to tell you something. I filmed a few things at 60 frames per second, and it does look absolutely beautiful. When you see 60 frames per second, especially video, it's kind of weird. It's not 3D at all, but it brings more life to the video. Now, I just want to say this right now. YouTube, as of right now, does not support 60 frames per second. I heard that maybe they're working on it. There's a couple of websites out there that kind of do. If I can find it, I'll leave a couple links in the description box. I think there was an Uncharted 3 video that was at 60 frames per second, and you can see what the 30 frames per second looks like. The 30 frames per second looks a little bit more like a film look, where the 60 frames per second looks a little bit more like real life. Now, this isn't going to give you the best example because you're looking at a video game footage compared to when I'm talking about real life footage. And I can tell you something, when I did film a couple things, with my family and so on at 60 frames per second with my camcorder, I was quite amazed at how much life it brought to the video. It was something that I've never seen before. And right now, the only way to really see video at 60 frames per second, I think Dailymotion supports it. I'm not even sure if it's HD. I think Vidler, actually Vidler supports 60 frames per second, but only at 360p. So you can't really see it. The only way you can really see it is if you film something with your camera and view it on your computer monitor, or HDMI out it to your TV set or something like that. But it does look absolutely amazing. Now, some people don't like high frame rates because they say it looks like a soap opera. That is true for movies. People like a little bit more of that flat look with that blur. It's a little bit more relaxing. But I think for sports games, the 60 frames per second is going to look absolutely beautiful. It's something that people are going to want to see at 60 frames per second. Now, I do want to say one thing. Now, I've never watched the NFL over the internet. However, I did watch the MLB on the PS3. There was like a free weekend for the MLB on the PS3, and I watched it. And I wasn't able to watch the Red Sox in real time, which was kind of disappointing. And the reason because of that is they want you to watch it on TV because that's where the advertising is. Like here in Boston, the Red Sox are broadcast. The network that owns the broadcasting is NESN, okay, and they feel that if you can watch it on the internet through the MLB app or whatever, NESN is losing out on ad revenue. So that kind of sucks. I'm hoping they don't do this with the NFL. If I want to watch the Patriots, I don't want to wait an hour to watch it on the Xbox One down the road. That's going to kind of blow. So right now, the New England Patriots, they are on the local TV station, which is Channel 4, and that's CBS. So I'm hoping maybe they can work something out where I'm going to be able to watch it in real time on the Xbox One. And at 60 frames per second, this is something that I really do want to experience. Now, I do want to leave a couple other links in the description box. Now, this isn't going to be like regular 60 frames per second, but a filmmaker who, I read his blog a lot, Philip Bloom, he has a couple of videos I think that you will be interested in. He has a video with this girl. She throws these rocks up in the air, and he filmed it with I believe the Sony FS700. I think it was like 120 frames per second. But he slowed it down so much that these rocks, when this girl throws them up in the air, it almost looks like it's 3D. It's kind of creepy when you first see it. But it's really cool. I don't mean creepy in a bad way, but it's kind of like your mind's being blown for a second. Also, there's a documentary that he made. I think it's a Redneck Hippie or something like that. This guy's he's shooting his shotgun, and you can see the shell coming out of the shotgun, and that looked kind of 3D, and actually it did look 3D, and it's a 2D video, but he filmed it on a Phantom camera, and that camera films at about 1,000 to 2,000 frames per second. I think the guy on YouTube, Everyday Smarter, has a camera like that, and that's a Phantom camera, and those cameras are really, really expensive. So I'm really happy about the NFL coming to the Xbox One. I'm excited for 60 frames per second. I'm hoping it comes to the PlayStation 4 and all the other video formats. And I'm even hoping that maybe they even, cable and satellite providers start supporting 60 frames per second. But once again, guys, this has been MP4podcast.com signing out. You guys have yourself an awesome day.